I used to host a late night podcast called Dead Air. It was small, niche, the kind of thing people put on in the background to feel less alone at 2 o'clock in the morning. I did everything myself: recording, call screening, editing. No studio, just my apartment, a mic, and my voice. Every Thursday night was confession line night. That's when I would open up the phones to anyone with a story. Usually it was harmless. Urban legends, strange encounters, old regrets. Most were probably made up, but that didn't matter. The point was the atmosphere, the quiet, the tension in people's voices, the feeling that maybe someone was telling the truth. This particular Thursday, it started like all the others. I gave my usual intro, queued up the jazzy little music I used in between calls, and started letting them through. The first few were nothing. A guy who claimed he stole a body from a med school in the 90s. A woman who swore she saw her twin at a Walgreens. I half listened. I half scrolled the call queue for anything that looked interesting. Then one came in. No name, no city, just unknown caller. I clicked accept. There was a pause, and then a man's voice said calmly, "Don't hang up. I have someone with me." I froze. It wasn't unusual for people to start with a dramatic line, but something about his tone, it wasn't theatrical, it was flat, very cold. I gave a nervous laugh. "Okay, that's one way to get my attention. You want to explain to me what you mean by..." Then I heard it. In the background. Muffled crying, soft, wet breathing. Something shuffled against something hard, against something I couldn't quite make out. Maybe duct tape, stretching, I couldn't be sure. The man spoke again. "She's tied up. She's alive for now. But whether that's still true by the end of this call depends entirely on you." I felt my stomach tie up. "If this is a prank, it's not funny," I said, reaching for my phone to text my friend. She was a cop. I kept her on standby for exactly this kind of situation. Then he said, "You just reached for your phone. Don't do that again. I'm watching your stream. You do anything stupid again, and I'll make you listen while I open her up." Every part of me froze. My webcam light was on. I streamed the audio live through YouTube, but never turned off the default camera feed. People could see me, but they rarely paid attention. I'm just a girl at a mic, dim lighting, hoodie up, hair in a bun. Nothing special. I always ran the stream with minimal delay. Somehow I thought that made the chat feel more alive. Now I was very much regretting it. He wasn't bluffing. "What do you want?" I asked. "I want to talk," he said. "You're good at that. I've been listening for a long time." I sat back in my chair, staring into the lens like it was a loaded gun. "Then talk," I said quietly. He started slow. Said his name was Eli. Said he had been hitchhiking for over 23 years. That the road teaches you who to trust. That you can learn a lot about a person by how they react to someone with dirty boots and a backpack. Some offer you water. Some pretend they don't see you. Some lock their doors and flip you off as they pass, he said. You start to wonder what kind of person you are if you start judging people for judging you. I tried to keep him talking. I nodded along. I asked open-ended questions in a voice so calm it didn't even sound like mine anymore. But inside I was screaming. I kept glancing at the software dashboard where I keep everything, watching the stream delay, checking for any chance to flag something, signal help. But he saw everything. "Stop looking around," he said. "This isn't about them. This is about you and her." I hesitated. "Who is she?" He didn't answer. Instead, he asked me if I remembered a girl named Trina. The name hit me like a slap. Trina was a 19-year-old who emailed the show about a year ago. She wanted to come on to talk about a stalker she had picked up after attending a protest. Said he followed her home from her college campus to her apartment multiple times. She thought he might have been a rideshare driver or a neighbor. The details were vague. Honestly, I didn't think the story was strong enough for a full segment. I never replied. "She told me you would help her," Eli said. "She really believed that. Played your show in her dorm room every night like it was gospel. She finally got brave enough to reach out, and you ghosted her." I didn't know what to say, but I had to say something. "I didn't know," he interrupted me mid-sentence. "You didn't care." There was a long silence after that. "Not everyone's mean out there," he said after a pause. "Some people do give you a ride. Some people tell you their secrets. You built this show on other people's pain. Trina thought you were different." I felt my throat tighten more. "So now, I want you to do something for me. I want you to look into that camera and tell your listeners what you are." "What?" "Say it," he said. "Say, I am not here to help you. I do not care. I am just here for the story." My hands were shaking. I stared into the lens. Somewhere behind Eli, the girl let out a muffled, high-pitched sob. "Do it," he whispered. I looked at the chat feed. It was flying too fast to read. People thought it was a stunt. Some were begging me to call 911. Others were laughing, posting clown emojis. I wasn't sure which was worse. I hesitated. I thought maybe if I said it, he would let her go. Or maybe he just wanted to humiliate me. Either way, I didn't see a choice. "I am not here to help you," I said, barely above a whisper. "I don't care. I am just here for the story." "Louder," he said. I repeated it again. Then he paused and said, "That's better." And then the line went dead. Just click. The audio cut out, the stream kept rolling, but there was nothing left to say. I ended it 30 seconds later without a goodbye. I never heard from Eli again. I gave the police everything I had, timestamps, recordings, IP logs. None of it mattered. The call was untraceable. The burner phone he used, it never pinged again. The girl's identity couldn't be confirmed. I couldn't even be sure it was Trina. All I had was a recording and the sound of her crying. I shut the show down that night, deleted every episode, killed the website. I haven't been on a mic since. I don't even own a webcam anymore. And sometimes when I can't sleep, I play the file back in my head. The one sentence he made me say. I'm forever gonna wonder if he was right.